Hi everybody, my name is Pavel and I would like to show you my quiz application that I have created in Android Studio. So on the emulator screen you can see that I have decided to create a Harry Potter fan quiz. The first thing you can do in this application is to choose a house that you want to represent. So let's say I want to represent Ravenclaw. Now I can approach the questions. There is 10 questions altogether. I'm just going to randomly click on some answers and we will see what will happen. Okay, number 8, 9 and 10. Now I can click on get results and I can see that Ravenclaw gets 5 out of 10 points. So it means that I have answered correctly 5 out of 10 questions. If I want to see what are the correct answers for all of the questions, I can click on the button show answers. I can see that the selection has changed, and now I can check what are the correct answers for the particular questions. Of course, the last possibility is to reset the test and start over with all options unchecked. Okay, so this is what my application does, and now I would like to show you how I achieved these results. First of all, let's look at the main activity main XML file. The whole application is contained within a scroll view that contains relative layout, and within the relative layout we have 3 linear layouts and 2 image views. The first linear layout contains choose a house text view and the spinner, where you can later on choose the house that you want to represent. Then I have 2 image views. These are only for to make it visually more attractive. Then I have a second linear layout that contains the body of the quiz. It means the questions and the answers from which you can choose one. In this linear layout I worked with radio groups, so for each question I have one text view that contains the question and a radio group that contains 3 radio buttons with the answers. Okay, and the third linear layout, you can't see it right now on the preview screen because it's somewhere down, but basically it contains the 3 buttons that you can click, and each of these buttons is related to different method. For example, get results method, the first button. So now we can look at Java file of main activity, where we can see sorry for frozen, where we can see the structure of the methods. So the first thing I did was that I created a drop-down list of houses, or so-called spinner, in onCreate method. The next thing is public method get results, and in this method I have created an array, and I'm using this array variable to store or to check if the correct answers were selected or not. So I'm not dealing with the incorrect answers. I'm just checking if the correct answers were checked or not. So I'm storing in the array the boolean values, means true or false, for the particular questions. The next thing is to calculate the score. For these purposes I have created another method, calculate score, with one input parameter that is represented by array. Within this method I have created integer variable method score that at the beginning equals 0. Now I have created for statement, or I work with for statement to create a loop that repeats itself 10 times from 0 to 9, and I'm checking the elements from the array, and if the element on a particular position of the array is true, then I add 1 point to the method score. So in other words, I'm adding 1 point to the overall score, and of course at the end I'm returning the method score variable value. Okay, so now I have calculated the score. The next step within the getResult method is to load the selection from the spinner. So you can see the part here where I load the selection to the house name string variable. Okay, so I have score, I have the name of the house, and the last thing I need to do is to display it. So that's why I have created display score method with two input parameters, score and house name. I can scroll down. Yes, here is display score method, and of course input parameters. The whole method is pretty simple. It only contains one toast where I create text saying that the house gets final score of points. So and it is shown in the form of a long length toast. Okay, so this was the first method for the first button, getResult. I have two another methods for the two other buttons. One of them was correct answers. This method is called when show answers button is clicked. It contains or it has two parts. The first part scrolls the application back to the top of the screen, or you can see the top of the view again. That's why I incorporated this part of code here. The next important thing, actually the most important thing from this method, is to show the correct answers. For that purposes, I have used check method that is related to ID of the correct answer. So by this way I have checked only the correct answers. And the third method for the third button is reset test button. The method has the same name, and I'm again using the scrolling part from the previous method, and to delete the checked radio buttons, to clear them, I have used clear check method that is related to the complete radio group. So by this means I clear all the radio buttons within a group, within all the 10 of the 10 groups. So this is all from my side. I hope you like my application, and I hope you will learn something new, and thanks for watching.